Council is now in session. Please rise for the invocation and the pledge allegiance to the flag. Councilman.
Eternal God, our Heavenly Father, again, we come in your presence. And we ask that you would guide us and direct us as we go through the decision-making process. And may there be peace and harmony. We ask these blessings in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Freedom of Information Act certification is required at this time. Madam Clerk, please present the resolution for consideration.
A resolution of certification of the closed meeting of June 5th, 2013, pursuant to Section 2.2-3712 of the Code of Virginia, as amended.
Thank you.
Motion for approval.
Please prepare to vote. Please vote.
The motion's been approved by a vote of 8-0.
Thank you. Our next item is the approval of the minutes, and I understand there is an amendment. Councilman Junior?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I would like to amend the top of page 4 in regards to the substitute motion that I made and was seconded by Councilmember Fawcett, starting with money out of the Treasury. I'd like to correct that or have it read, let me see, money out of the city treasury by transferring 1.1 million was the number, not 1.5, but have it read transferring 1.1 million, more specifically from the Capital Reserve Fund to the General Fund for Suffolk Public Schools for the purpose of replacing heating, ventilation, and to approve the remaining proposed ordinance as presented.
Yeah, that would be a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Please prepare to vote. Please vote. Madam Clerk.
The motion's been approved by a vote of 8-0.
Thank you very much. We have a special presentation. We have a proclamation in recognition of Business Appreciation Week. Madam Manager.
Yes, Mayor Johnson, Vice Mayor, members of the City Council. The Governor of Virginia has recognized June 3rd through the 7th as Business Appreciation Week. This year's theme of Advancing Workforce Excellence was chosen to highlight the importance of Virginia workplace play in the Commonwealth of Virginia economic development success. Kevin Hughes, our Director of Economic Development, will receive the proclamation, but also provide an overview of the business appreciation event scheduled for June 21st, and also discuss our new initiative and investment to support marketing businesses and their investment in jobs and millions in capital investment in the city of Suffolk.
Madam Clerk, would you please read the proclamation?
Whereas the Commonwealth of Virginia has unique attributes and a pro-business environment that has fostered business and individual prosperity for over 400 years, and whereas, because of our principles of free enterprise supported by lower taxes, limited regulation, and a highly skilled workforce, Virginia continues to be a national leader in job creation. And whereas, the Commonwealth is pleased to recognize the accomplishments of all our businesses that contribute greatly to the economic diversity of Virginia. And whereas the theme of this year's observance, Advancing Workforce Excellence, aims to recognize entrepreneurs, business leaders, and risk takers who make investments, take chances, and help build our economy to provide good jobs and a high quality of life for all to enjoy. Now, therefore, I, Linda T. Johnson, Mayor of the City of Suffolk, Virginia, do hereby proclaim June 3rd through June 7th, 2013 as Business Appreciation Week and call this observance to the attention of all our citizens. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Suffolk to be affixed this 5th day of June in the year of our Lord, 2013.
I give you Kevin Hughes, the best economic director in all of Virginia.
Or at least in Suffolk.
United States.
Thank you, Mayor Johnson, City Council, City Manager. It is that time of year again where we take some time out of our schedules to thank the business community for all that they do and create what a great city here in the city of Suffolk. I do think it is very timely that the governor chose the theme, just to make sure I get it right, is advancing workforce excellence. When we've had such great projects we've been able to work on and announce, like the Navy Cyber Forces and Lipton Tea, and they really stressed how important workforce development and our workforce in Suffolk and in Hampton Roads is. So I think it's very timely that is this year's theme. We will be celebrating over at the Hilton Garden Inn. We'll be kicking off the TGIF concert series. So we're partnering with our friends over at Parks and Recreation. It'll be Friday the 21st, and we'll have a concert and a picnic out there. And we've invited and sent out the invitations to all of our business community, and we're working within that theme that you recognize on our activity report. It really speaks volumes to what we've seen this year, and that is teamwork reaps rewards. And so that'll be the theme of what we're celebrating out there. You do have an invitation at your place, and we look forward to seeing you and joining our business community and thanking them, and again, appreciating for all that they do for our city. And on the back foots of that, I'd also put at your place our Experience Suffolk guide. This really, I think, echoes what we try to pull off with things like business appreciation. Creates opportunities for our businesses, especially our small businesses, to get their name out there to the visitors that are coming to the area, as well as the citizens. So you will find this publication at all the Hampton Roads visitor centers, at all the area restaurants, hotels, dental offices, doctor's offices. We printed about 30,000 of these. So we're worked very closely with the business community. You see a lot of good advertisements in here, a great opportunity for our business community to be out front and center on this nice piece. It also lists all the different attractions as well as restaurants and different hotels. So it's a good quality of life piece and speaks to all the things that are wonderful about the city of Suffolk. And it gave an extra additional opportunity, as the manager said, as another marketing initiative so we can partner with our businesses to get their names out there, because we need to provide them more and more opportunities, especially our small businesses. We launched our Love Local, Buy Suffolk campaign, and this is just another one of those opportunities for us to partner with our small businesses to make sure that their names are out there. And so hopefully you'll be seeing this out throughout the city of Suffolk, and encourage folks to check it out and support our local businesses. And look forward to seeing you guys out there Friday, June 21st. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Parr?
I just want to say, give a little more accolades. I just believe that this economic development department is one of the best in the United States and in the world. And to see what you have done in what I would consider the worst economic times that we've had, I can only imagine what you could have done if you had the golden goose laying some eggs for us around here. And I'm looking forward to seeing, when the economy picks back up, what we bring to the table. And your staff is a minimal amount of people there, and they work their fannies off to provide for the city, and we're blessed. And I'm just looking forward to more and more going, and that includes the whole city staff too, because I know it's all a group effort, but I'm looking forward. I'd like to see lots of ribbon cuttings, and appreciate everything y'all do.
Thank you for your support.
Councilman Duman?
Those accolades that you just received from Councilman Parr are definitely warranted, but I'd also, in addition to that, like to add the planning department and those individuals too, because I've also spoken to entities that are coming into the city, and you can entice them to come here, but putting those projects together and coming to fruition, and them being satisfied with the process and recommending their associates to come to this city wouldn't happen without the rest of the staff. I mean, the manager on down, and especially the planning department. So I'd like to send some accolades out to them also. You're the first stage to get them here.
And what we sometimes don't realize is that some of this stuff takes years. And, and you all just smile and keep working. So.
And if I may, Mayor, not only, as you've indicated, with the planning and all the efforts, we certainly like to get this information out and make sure the public understands. We also made an investment in this, but also cultivating a relationship with the business community. We're proud of the product, and we want to make sure people are supporting our businesses, especially the small businesses, as they struggle, as you know, when they first begin. So very proud of what Kevin and his staff have done as it relates to creating this wonderful publication.
Vice Mayor, you don't get to
Kevin,
go yet, Kevin.
where are you going, man? I got to give my accolades.
I'll take anything you want to throw.
I too want to say congratulations for your hard work and your performance within the city of Suffolk, and I also want to give accolades to your staff. but more importantly, it takes a team effort. They say a chain is no stronger than its weakest link. We all work together to have moved the cities forward, so I want to give accolades to the city manager for having such a dynamic, for choosing you. Not only she said you look good, but you also are a good worker. But I want to say the city manager has picked some very outstanding leaders. I'm very proud of you, Mr. City Manager, for choosing some of the best in the country. And here again, thanks so much for that.
Thank you very much. We need to back up for just a moment. We did an approval of the correction of the minutes, but we did not approve the minutes and the entire agenda as written. So if I could have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Please prepare to vote. Please vote. Madam Clerk.
The motion's been approved by a vote, well, Vice Mayor Brown?
Yeah, these lights are,
The motion's been approved by a vote of 8 to 0.
thank you. I was told to push my button twice, so if it looks like it's acting up, just push it again. At this point, we'll move on to the removal of consent agenda items and adoption of the agenda. We'll consider the removal of the consent agenda item and the adoption of the entire agenda, which we just did. Removal of the consent agenda item would only be necessary if any member of City Council wishes to vote on the items separately, and a motion would be required. Questions and requests for information can be addressed during the consideration of the consent agenda after the agenda speakers. Would anyone like to remove item number 7, as it is our only item, for separate vote?
Well, we kind of just did that, Mayor.
We did.
Yeah.
But does anyone want any information on 7?
Would you like?
I just want one thing, Claire. I just want the audience to know, because they don't see it, that there's no change in the dollars, that it's kind of shifting around position things.
The change will reflect what is existing in the Public Works Director's budget today, and there are no new FTEs. It's merely he's restructuring to ensure the efficiencies that he desires in providing services to the public. And Eric, of course, is here when it's appropriate to provide any additional comments to the council.
Yeah, let's back up. Do we have any agenda speakers?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now, Councilman Duman, you had your light on.
I was just going to ask one quick question. That was that I know we're reclassifying some people. Are those pay scales the same? Are they comparable? Are we just changing titles and job descriptions?
And I'll have the Public Works Director respond to the details. Councilman Dillon.
That would be Eric.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council. Unfortunately, with Hurricane Sandy, not only did it devastate parts of the east coast of the United States, it also caused the resignation of the Assistant Director of Public Works. He decided to go a different avenue. And so it opened up opportunities to look at our department to improve some efficiencies. And again, with that person leaving, the positions open. So we looked around at some other positions in the department. One of the divisions that works really well is our refuse division and the management in there. So we worked with the Human Resources Department, and we looked at how we could perhaps merge some of the services from refuse and roads, since they're all out together. So we're looking at taking one of the managers in the refuse division budget, deleting that position, and it moves over more towards the roads or the admin position. And I believe the adjustment was the refuse division pay grade was in the upper 20s, and it moves it into the low 30s. But they would be, both jobs would be advertised, and again, it's no new net positions in the department. And again, the goal is here is to improve some efficiencies, and I think our refuse division's been working real well, and I think by having more of a partnership with the two divisions from refuse and roads, it will improve the efficiencies in the operation.
Okay, thanks.
Councilman Mills here.
No comments.
Okay, all right.
The lights.
The lights are all over the place. It
Mayor,
said that Mayor Johnson wanted to speak, and I promise you it wasn't me. Vice Mayor?
I'm like Curtis said, I don't know. My light just popped on.
All right. Could we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Please prepare to vote. Please vote.
Motion's been approved by a vote of 8 to 0.
Thank you. We'll move on. We have no public hearings this evening, no ordinances, no resolutions, and no staff reports. So we'll move to the motions. We have a motion to schedule a retreat with the City Council and the School Board for August 14th, 2013, beginning at 10 a.m. A motion would be
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please prepare to vote. Please vote. Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Fawcett, could you push your button again, please? Thank you. The motion's been approved by a vote of 8-0.
It's a good thing we have a short agenda tonight. We have another motion, which is to schedule a work session for June 19th, 2013 at 4 p.m. unless canceled.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Please prepare to vote. Please vote. Madam Clerk.
The motion's been approved by a vote of 8-0.
Thank you. Non-agenda speakers. Do we have any this evening?
We have one non-agenda speaker this evening, Mr. Arthur Elliott, 809 West Washington Street. I don't see Mr. Elliott tonight.
Thank you. We'll move on to new business. Madam Clerk, do we have any additions to tonight's agenda?
We do, Mayor. We have a number of nominations for consideration to appointment to various boards and commissions, and I'll just read them as follows. For the Advisory Commission for Persons with Disability, Mr. Fritz Whitfield. For the Historic Landmarks Commission, John Faircloth, Walter Boyette, Randy Hicks, and Susan Coley. For the Paul DeCamp Community College Board, Donald Mills. For the Planning Commission, Johnny Edwards and Arthur Singleton. For the Suffolk Redevelopment and Housing Authority, Michael McBride, Wayne Perry, and Branch Lawson. For the Sister Cities Commission, Constance Jones. And for the Wetlands Board, Gretchen Gonzalez.
And we had one other one, which I think I forgot to give you, the Western.
And there has been one more name submitted.
Western Tidewater Community Board,
And that,
Vicki Pittman.
Vicki Pittman.
Vicki Wiggins Pittman. Oh, okay. And the Western Tidewater Community Services Board, Vicki Wiggins Pittman.
Yes.
Are you okay? Okay. We have a number of appointments.
Move for approval.
Move for approval as presented.
We have-
Second.
Okay, we have a
Sorry,
motion
please.
and a second. Please prepare to vote. Please vote. Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Gardy, can you push a button again? Thank you. The nominations have been approved by a vote of 8-0.
Thank you. Do we have any other new business at this time?
I have one piece of new business. There's been some discussion, and I doubt it very seriously if there's any problem with it. That's the cancellation of the July 3rd meeting, because, of course, it's our understanding that probably the governor will declare that a holiday for our folks, and they won't be here, so I would move that we cancel our meeting on July 3rd.
Second.
Question, do we know the governor?
We've not been advised. It's just been historically what has been done, a half a day for state employees, and as you all know, we follow the governor's notifications if things change.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to not have the meeting on July 3rd. Please prepare to vote. Please vote.
The motion's been approved by a vote of 8-0.
Thank you. Is there any other new business to come before council that would require a vote? Councilman Parr, I see you put your light on, but it's not on over here, so go.
Oh,
go.
okay. I'd like us, I don't know if it needs to be a vote, or, well, I guess it does need to be a vote. I'd like us to look at the inventory of real estate that we have, that the city owns, that has the possibility, like what we did at the, beside White Marsh Road, that's available for development. If we could get an inventory of that and bring that forward to see if we've got some other opportunities for housing and commercial growth and all, especially the in the corridors that we know that are already developed. And I'm more concerned with where we've already got utilities, water and sewer, so that, I mean, I don't want something out in Swamp Town, but.
Could you put that in the form of a motion?
Sure. I'd like to direct the city staff to come back with a list of developable property that is owned by the city, to see if there's a opportunity to partner with entities to develop it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please prepare to vote. Please vote.
The
Madam
motion's
Clerk.
been approved by a vote of 8-0.
Councilman Ward, do you have your light? No? It's one over here. I'm sorry. You need to go home. This is bad. Councilman Dooman, your light on?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, ma'am. I would like to address the tethering ordinance that was passed to take effect on September 1st, I've had several constituents and also individuals outside of my borough, and I believe some of my cohorts have also, in regards to the tethering, in that we have prohibited it 100%. And the point of contention has been, can I go outside with my dog? I've been used to going out and working in my yard, sitting on my porch, and have my dog tethered outside with me, which in essence is a long leash that's attached to a permanent end. So my suggestion for consideration would be to take the ordinance that we have written, which section 10-42 states tethering of dogs prohibited, and it's followed with text of it shall be unlawful to tether any dog, whether or not the dog has been provided adequate space. A violation of this section shall be punishable as a Class 4 misdemeanor. I would like to propose for consideration that we add the word unattended to the ordinance, so it would read unattended tethering of dogs prohibited, which means that an individual would have to be with that dog if it was tethered. Otherwise, they would be in violation. I don't believe it would create an enforcement problem because there's no time consideration. They either are or they aren't. And then in the text of the ordinance, also insert the word unattended between any and dog, so it would read, it shall be unlawful to tether any unattended dog, whether or not the dog has been provided adequate space, et cetera, et cetera. And all this would do is allow the citizens the latitude to bring their dogs outside with them, sit on the porch, read their newspaper, weed their garden or whatever they're going to do, and have the dog out there with them and get some fresh air. So I'd open that up for discussion.
Are you making that a motion?
I would like to make that a motion
I'll
if there's
second
no
the motion.
discussion.
We have a motion and a second, and we're just changing it to say unattended. And I think Councilman Duman's explained, I've gotten these calls as well. I weed my flower bed, the dog's right beside me, I want to have him out there, and I'll take him in when I go in. So I think it's pretty easy what unattended means. We have a motion to add unattended to the tethering ordinance, as Councilman Duman read. Please prepare to vote. Please vote. Madam Clerk.
The motion's been approved by a vote of 8-0.
Thank you. Do we have any other new business this evening? If not, we'll move on to announcements and comments, and we will hear from Diana Klink this evening.
Good evening. I think this is probably going to be the longest portion of this evening's meeting, but it's my pleasure to appear before you, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council, and Madam City Manager. We start tonight's presentation with a very special announcement. It gives me great pleasure to advise that Ann Seward has been named Director of Finance for the City of Suffolk. Ann has been with the city since January of 2007, and in her new role will oversee the areas of finance and budget. Looking back at recent events, the third annual Relay for Life golf tournament was a tremendous success, held at the beautiful Sleepy Hole Golf Course on Friday, May 24th. The day provided great golf, refreshments, prizes, and giveaways. Final numbers aren't in, but organizers hope to beat last year's total of $21,000 raised to help the American Cancer Society's progress toward a future where cancer doesn't take the lives of our friends and families. On Friday, May 31st, we honored retiring Deputy Fire Chief Ed Taylor. For over 4 decades, Deputy Chief Taylor dedicated his life to protecting the citizens of Suffolk. As he leaves the fire department and moves into the next phase of his life, many good wishes are also going with him. We thank him for his service and congratulate him on his retirement. Our Big Scissors are continuing to get a workout as the mayor was on hand on May 22nd at Stanley's Personal Touch Home Health Care at their grand opening ceremony at their newly expanded location at 100 Park Road. After steady success, they've expanded for the second time. It's their goal to provide personal health care to the elderly, disabled, and handicapped that are unable to provide for their daily activities so that they may remain in their homes rather than being admitted to a nursing home facility. We wish them much success and are pleased that they've continued to expand and grow with us in Suffolk. We're in the first week of June, and that means that the much-anticipated TGIF concert series can't be far behind. Our friends at Parks and Recreation have lined up an exciting array of musical entertainment, sure to please the most discriminating tastes. The first in this series of concerts kicks off on June 21st at the lovely Constance Wharf Park and Marina, located behind the Hilton Garden Inn Riverfront on East Constance Road. As Kevin mentioned, presented by the Suffolk Economic Development Authority, the band performing that evening is appropriately named Strictly Business. The Friday night fun festivities will continue at this site through midsummer, when the concert series will then move to Bennett's Creek Park for the duration of the summer. For more information and to check out the band schedule, contact Parks and Recreation at 514-7250. If you're traveling on Bridge Road tomorrow morning, you may have an opportunity to witness an especially emotional event as a Virginia law enforcement torch run benefiting Special Olympics Virginia will pass through our city as runners make their way to Richmond. Chief of Police Thomas Bennett and other local public safety officials will join Special Olympic athletes carrying the flame of hope through our city as it makes its journey across Virginia. On June 7th, more than 1,300 extraordinary athletes will officially open the Summer Games in Richmond. If you're looking to add to your home library, love a good bargain, or just enjoy browsing through collectible books, you won't be disappointed and won't want to miss the Suffolk Friends of the Library book sale this Friday and Saturday. The event is open to the public and will be held at 300 Carolina Road from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. For more information, call 514-1024. We all know that blood donations unfortunately drop during the summer months, but this great need is still there. We are excited to be participating in the American Red Cross annual Hampton Roads Mayor's Cup Blood Drive on June 10th and 11th, as cities across our area will be competing to raise the most blood donations. Events are open to city employees as well as the public. The first blood drive will take place on Monday, June 10th, from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Health and Human Services Building, located at 135 Hall Avenue in the third-floor training room. The blood drive on Tuesday, June 11th, will also be held during that same time frame, and the American Red Cross Bloodmobile will be at the North Suffolk Library, located at 2000 Bennett's Creek Park Road. Mayor Johnson will be the special guest giving opening remarks at 10 o'clock each morning at each location, and Country Radio Station 106.1 will be broadcasting live from the Health and Human Services location on Monday with prize drawings and lots of other fun. Your gift of life can help save the life of a person in need. The Suffolk Department of Parks and Recreation Advisory Commission, in connection with the Suffolk Office on Youth, will be hosting the 2013 Suffolk Youth Achievement Awards banquet on Tuesday, June 11th, at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts, beginning at 6 p.m. These awards honor those youth who have significantly impacted the lives of local residents and in the process have inspired others to make a difference. Categories include outstanding community service, outstanding athletic achievement, outstanding youth leadership, outstanding group citizenship, and outstanding performing arts. For more information, contact Rakita Fafana at 514-4503. Looking for those good old days when neighbors looked out for neighbors and friendships were made over a glass of lemonade? Participating in National Night Out does just that. Residents and communities across the nation are asked to lock their doors, turn on their porch lights, and spend the evening outdoors with neighbors and police as we celebrate the 30th anniversary of National Night Out together on Tuesday, August 6th. This year, we hope to bring back the first place national trophy back to the city of Suffolk, where we believe it belongs. In your community, church, civic league, homeowners association, or business would like to find out more about how you can be a part of Suffolk's award-winning citywide going-away party for crime, join us on Tuesday, June 18th, here in City Council Chamber from 6 until 7 for our official community kickoff. You'll have a chance to register your community to participate, meet other citizens who share your same concerns about your neighborhoods, as well as win wonderful door prizes and learn more about this police-community partnership. The 2013 hurricane season officially got underway on June 1st. This is the time of year when we look out toward the Atlantic waters to see what may develop. And if you've heard the predictions, you know this year could be quite busy. To help our citizens prepare in the event of a weather emergency, we've got an abundance of hurricane safety tips and other helpful information available at your fingertips on our website, www.suffolkva.us. Just click on this Hurricane Safety Tips button, as you see here on screen. It's in the right-hand corner, and you'll get all the latest information on how you can prepare and keep your family safe this season. Now that the warm weather is finally here, we also want to remind our citizens that mosquito dunks are available at all of our local fire stations, the Suffolk Municipal Building, East Suffolk Rec Center, Public Works Admin, as well as the Mosquito Control Office at 866 Carolina Road. Also, we want to remind them that if they have a mosquito issue, call the Mosquito Control Hotline at 514-7608, or to visit the Mosquito Control website where there's a button to make a mosquito service request. Technicians are working our routes to keep tabs on regular breeding areas, discovering new ones, and treating habitats when necessary. And I told you this would be the longest portion. In closing, I'd like to share with you information on how we communicate with our citizens. As you'll see, we have a number of ways, including Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And we also invite you to, of course, visit our city's website or call our city's main switchboard at 514-4000 for assistance. We thank you and good evening.
Thank you very much. We'll start with announcements and comments from City Council, and we'll start with Councilman Fawcett.
I get to do it first, okay. As you can see, we had the golf tournament for Relay for Life at Sleepy Hole, and I wanted to say that that was just one great event that was put on, and I'd like to extend a thank you to the chief and his employees for all the work you put on out there and getting it kicked off. I had an opportunity to play in that. It started off good, but it went downhill pretty quick. The weather came in, and it tore us up, and but it was still a fun time, and enjoyed everybody that came out. I had an opportunity to go over to the Chamber of Commerce's mingle and visits over at the Visitor Center the other day, and that was pretty well put together, and enjoyed seeing all the different vendors there. Along with a lot of folks here, I went to the retirement ceremony for Ed Taylor. Of course, fire is my dear to my heart, you know, and I got to give a lot of compliments to the fire department for doing an excellent job, giving that man a complete, perfect, warm send-off along with his family. It was just very much taken that they did such a great job, and just for Ed to have been here that many years says a lot for Suffolk. That's just phenomenal. I mean, I got 35 and he happened to get 40, so he was a little ahead of me on the game. But anyway, I wish him well and his family, and hope he has a great time with it. Did 2 ribbon cuttings over the weekend, the Hobby Games Sports Center on North Main Street, and also the Treasure Memories Consignment Shop over on West Washington Street. It was fun to go to both of them, get a chance, stop in and just say hello to them. And I had to buy stuff at both because I took my wife with me, and she just couldn't stand it. She had to shop while she was there, so that was great. I'd like to also send a very much congratulations to Ann for her promotion into her position. It's very warranted, and I welcome her here as the director. So I appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to say thank you and good night to everybody, and see you next time.
Councilman Ward.
Yes, I'd like to mention that I thank the city manager and Eric for getting that grass cut in northern Suffolk. I really appreciate that. Matter of fact, I had some people that, as I was walking there, and they spotted. I went to the house and they seen the situation, and they wanted to know who I were in my name because they was talking about me as councilman. So, but I appreciate you getting to it real fast. I really appreciate that. One other situation we got Exxon Station on Hampton Roads Boulevard, where Hampton Road Parkway, where the grass is kind of high, and the owner was complaining that they can't even see the store. So maybe we can get on that. Also, is a bear has been sighted in Huntersville, so we might have to get the game warden on that, and like about 7 o'clock, and the community is concerned because some of the kids are still playing, so if you can try to take care of that for me. And I'd like to thank City Manager Eric again. I think that Pewsville community had decided what to do in Pewsville. I think they didn't contact you. They all got together on what they wanted to do, so that's good. And I'd like to thank the city councilman for tonight, and also I'd like to thank the people who calls me up and tell me things is doing good, things is not doing so well, but they keep on encouraging me. So with that, I'll say God bless.
Councilman Gardy.
I want to say good luck to Chief Ed Taylor on his retirement. I wish him well in the future, and I know he's looking forward to it. Also, if you saw tonight, a spokesperson who told us what is coming was Diana Klink. She did an excellent job. Of course, Tim Kelly, who normally does it for us, last Saturday, he tied the knot with one of our other girls who works for the city in the tourism, little Miss Katie. She is now Miss Katie Kelly. And they've gone on their honeymoon, and it was a wonderful affair. Now, on a sad note, many of us who've been here a long time remember the old Crystal Restaurant up on the corner of Main and West Washington. We always went in there, got our coffee. We would always get a second or third cup because Johnny didn't mind. And it was a historical site that we enjoyed and always went to and were familiar with. We lost Johnny this past week, Johnny Thinus, and Johnny, we will miss you because you're right up there with Andy Damian and some of the you're one of the old boys that really loved Suffolk, and we loved you. So, Johnny, we'll miss you. With that, I'll say good night.
Thank you. Councilman Duman.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll be brief once again. Along with everybody else, I didn't participate in the golf tournament. I just came to watch everybody come in and get some of that good food, but there were a lot of wet, damp individuals returning from the golf course, but I'll tell you, it was not with dampened spirits, because everybody was in a great mood and exceptional food and fellowship, and as always, it raised a lot of money, and it was one of the nicest events that I think we have. I also attended Domingo on Main Street, sponsored by the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce, and it was like standing room only. I had to park over at the hotel. There were no parking spots there, so it was a very successful function. Ed Taylor's retirement, what can you say about a guy that's put in 40 years, and once again, good luck. He's definitely one of the, I've known Ed for a while, and he's one of the most honorable, hardworking, and committed individuals that I've ever met. And in closing, this evening, this council moved forward by unanimous vote to provide some type of tax relief for 100% disabled veterans. And with that in mind, it leads me to my quote of the night, who is by Theodore Teddy Roosevelt. And I wish I could come up with some of the things this guy's come up with. But the quote for the night in light of that is, and I quote, "A man who is good enough to shed his blood for the country is good enough to be given a square deal afterwards." And with that, I'll say good evening.
Councilman Miltier.
I attended the memorial service at the Albert G. Horton Memorial Cemetery, where they honored the veterans who have given their time to defend our democracy and freedom here in America. I had the opportunity of going to Ed Taylor's retirement. It was quite a scenery. In all my life, I had never been to anything so amazing as that retirement. Never seen anything like it before. Here's a man who had dedicated 40 years of his life dealing with public safety, and we want to commend him for it. Last but not least, I want to remind the citizens of Suffolk, especially those of the Whaleville borough, that June the 31st of this year will be the deadline for filing for tax exemption for the elderly. Those persons who have not filed, you have until Wednesday, June the 31st to do so. There's a number that you can call and get an appointment. And you get the appointment, you go down and carry the necessary paperwork, and you get tax exemption. That tax exemption will kick in December. So you don't have very much time to do it. I think we would need to move with deliberate speed.
Councilman Parr?
Thank you. Want to congratulate Ann and also Katie and Tim. I hope they're over the poison ivy and the other injuries there. Congratulate Chief Taylor on his retirement, and I'm going to say something to two different things, but Fire Chief, I was having my coffee sneaking. I was sitting in the back. I like to sit in the back so nobody can see me, and this guy came up to me. He said, "Councilman Parr." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I just want to tell you something. That new fire chief you got is all right with me." And he was from the Honorable Councilman Bill Tier's borough, and he's the fire chief at the Whaleville Volunteer Fire Department. He said, "You're top notch." I wasn't supposed to say names. You can't tell stories and names. That's right. And then the staff, I want to thank y'all for helping the American Legion with their ceremony at Cedar Hill on Memorial Day. Well attended, was a very nice function, and they really did appreciate the chairs for that. And want to put a little advertisement out for the West End Civic League yard sale on Saturday on the corner of Linden Avenue and Maryland. Come out and reallocate someone else's treasures. And last but not least, I want to congratulate my daughter Margaret on graduating from high school with honors, and going to be empty nest in fall. Good night.
Vice Mayor.
Thanks so much. Charles, make sure you tell your daughter congratulations as well.
Thank you.
Several announcements. The first one, Ann, congratulations. I wonder why you were smiling such, but I can understand now. You were recognized for your hard work, and so here again, congratulations. Also, the Lake Kennedy Civic League asked me specifically to make sure to thank the mayor, the city manager, and Charles Parr to attending their Civic League. They said it was very rewarding. They enjoyed your company, and they was hoping that you will come back again. With reference to the retirement of the Deputy Fire Chief Taylor, congratulations to him. It's in order. I was at your retirement. It was very impressive for the final inspection. I mean, they really sent him off in a mighty big way. Very impressive. I also want to congratulate Diana Klink for the Suffolk City E-News. Very exciting. I got a lot of good comments. And since that you emailed that to me, what I've been doing, I've been emailing this to my friends in North Carolina, Mississippi, and I just emailed all over the country. That's how proud I am of the city of Suffolk. So thanks so for putting this in the form of email. And I was just reading the police department annual report, and I was amazed about the crime statistics, how in most categories, how Suffolk is continued to lead in the way, and so for a safe city and a city that you can raise and enjoy your family. So, Chief, here again, thanks so much for such an excellent report. And if you could tell your employees, we as Suffolkians also thank the department for keeping our community safe. I'm looking forward for the bomb rating. Today we were getting good news. Everything was very positive and upbeat. and I'm hoping that the council will continue to do our due diligence such that if we do not get AAA this year, then there always be another year. But it's in reach, and we should do all we can do as teamwork to make sure this happens. And the last comment with reference to the Relay for Life tournament, I think it was very productive. I enjoyed it. I was teaming up with Councilman Gotti. I just want to say this. Jeff Gotti can play some golf. He's Mr. Consistent. But if we were riding, and my best shot was on the 9th hole, it was a par 4, and I got on the green in 2. And the clouds came up, just clouds came up. And I thought maybe we were going to ride to the 9th hole. Jeff passed the 9th hole. He said, "Man, where you going?" He said, going inside. Don't you see this rain coming?" So Jeff, I never did get my golf ball. So one thing about Mr. Gotti, if you can play golf with him, if the cloud comes up, he's going to run for the shed. And but anyway, it was a good game, Jeff. Thank you so much.
I want to start out by congratulating Ann Seward. And I remember our first trip to New York. I remember a lot of late nights, a lot of things you've been through to get us where we are today, and you certainly deserve this very much. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done. And we are in a good position, and I'm hoping that maybe we can get that. Who knows? Maybe we can get it sooner than later. We want it. I want it now, but that's beside the point. I'll wait. I also want to congratulate Chief Taylor on his retirement. The reason, Councilman Miltier said he'd never seen anything like that. Well, Chief Scott, the reason he'd never seen anything like that in our city before is because we've never had that in our city before, and it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible, and I applaud you and the manager and everybody for putting that together. It really was an awesome event, and what a send-off. And I think that's what folks deserve when they spend that much time with our city. So I thank you very much for that. The other thing I want to do is congratulate our governor. On Thursday of last week, I was at the Lead Hampton Roads dinner in Norfolk, and he was awarded the first citizen of Hampton Roads for his efforts on transportation. There were some other recipients for other things, but the governor was obviously the award. And I talked to him and had the opportunity to thank him, and 460 is going to make a big difference to our city, as well as the transportation throughout Hampton Roads, where we're actually going to have some dollars to put with our plans. So it was really an honor to be a part of that. And I too was at the Memorial Day service at Albert G. Horton Cemetery, and I'll just simply say that's the most reverent place I can ever imagine being. And pretty soon here we'll be putting wreaths on those graves. It'll be Christmas before you know it, and it's really a great place to be. It's just a really special feeling there. So I think we've gotten a lot done tonight in a short time, and I'm not going to hold anybody up. So with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We prepare to vote? Please vote.
Okay.
Madam
Motion's
Clerk.
been approved by a vote of 8 to 0.
Thank you.
Good now.
We'll try. Congratulations.